In the quiet village of Draywood, nestled deep within a misty forest, a strange affliction began to spread. It started with a few villagers who fell into a deep, unnatural sleep, one from which they could not be easily awakened. At first, it seemed harmless enough. The sleepers rested peacefully, their breathing steady, their faces calm. But when they woke, weeks later, something had changed. Some awoke with newfound knowledge, able to speak languages they had never learned or solve problems that once baffled them. But others emerged from the slumber hollow-eyed and broken, their minds trapped in endless nightmares, driven to madness by the things they had seen in the dream world. Dr. Eliza Carter, a physician from the nearby city, was sent to investigate. She had heard of the sleep curse from the villagers, but as a woman of science, she dismissed the rumors of ancient magic. However, the longer she stayed in Draywood, the more difficult it became to ignore the eerie patterns. The afflicted all fell asleep in the same manner, just after twilight with no warning. Their dreams, as recounted by the few lucid survivors, were disturbingly similar. Visions of a crumbling castle, a dark figure standing at the edge of a deep well, whispering their names. Eliza's skepticism wavered when she encountered an elderly woman named Agnes, who claimed to know the curse's origins. According to village legend, centuries ago, Draywood's ancestors had imprisoned a malevolent sorcerer in a deep well beneath the forest. Before his death, he cast a curse upon the land, vowing that all who lived there would one day be trapped in endless sleep. Desperate to stop the curse, Eliza and Agnes ventured into the forest, seeking the well. As they descended into the dense woods, the air grew cold, and Eliza began to feel a strange pull, as though the shadows themselves were alive. At the heart of the forest, they found the well, exactly as described in the dreams. Agnes warned Eliza not to look inside, but curiosity overtook her. She peered into the darkness, and the last thing she heard before everything went black was a whisper. "Your name is mine." When Eliza awoke, she found herself in a dimly lit room in Draywood, surrounded by the villagers. Her body felt weak, as though it had been drained of energy, and her mind was clouded with unsettling images from her deep slumber. The memories of the well haunted her, its whisper, the darkness within, and the feeling that she had brought something back with her. Agnes sat beside her, clutching an old leather-bound book. "You've been asleep for weeks," she said grimly. "We thought we lost you to the curse, but you're still here, and that means we have a chance." Eliza, still disoriented, struggled to speak. "The well, the voice, it knows my name. What happened?" Agnes nodded. "The sorcerer's curse. By looking into the well, you allowed his presence into your mind, but you didn't fall fully under his spell. That's good news. It means you can still break the curse." Eliza sat up, the haze lifting. How do I stop this?" Agnes opened the ancient book, revealing pages filled with symbols and incantations. This book belonged to the same sorcerer who cursed the village. It contains the ritual to sever his connection to our world, but it requires a final confrontation. You'll need to return to the well, enter the dream world he created, and destroy him from within. Despite her fear, Eliza knew she had no choice. The curse had taken too many, and if she didn't act, it would continue to spread, eventually claiming the entire village. She prepared herself for the journey, gathering the few items Agnes said would protect her: a talisman, a vial of herbs, and the sorcerer's book. That night, Eliza once again entered a deep sleep. As she drifted into slumber, she felt herself being pulled into the dream world. This time, however, she was ready. The familiar image of the crumbling castle and the dark well appeared before her, but this time Eliza felt a surge of strength. Armed with the knowledge from the sorcerer's own book, she began reciting the incantations Agnes had taught her. The shadowy figure appeared, its voice echoing in her mind. "You cannot defeat me. I am eternal." But Eliza's voice was steady. "Not anymore." She threw the vial of herbs into the well, causing a blinding light to burst from the darkness. The shadow recoiled, and the earth beneath the well trembled. As the sorcerer howled in fury, his form began to dissolve into smoke. The dream world around Eliza started to collapse, but she stood firm, reciting the final words of the incantation. The well cracked and shattered, and with it, the curse. When Eliza awoke this time, it was morning. The villagers had gathered around her bed, their faces filled with hope. The curse had been broken. Agnes smiled at Eliza. "You did it." Eliza, though exhausted, smiled back. "The village is free."